Today we are going to learn, as I keep the Sabbath day, 3 different ways. Well, you take your finger and we're going to trace these shapes that I have up here. Gentle peace warms my soul as the Sabbath comes once again. I can worship and renew sacred covenants with Him. On this day of peace and rest, I will give the Lord my best, and His love will light my way as I keep the Sabbath day. Now we're going to do these shapes again with scarves. Will you guys grab some scarves out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Gentle peace warms my soul as the Sabbath comes once again. I can worship and renew sacred covenants with Him. On this day of peace and rest, I will give the Lord my best, and His love will light my way as I keep the Sabbath day. Did you guys notice what word I sang when we threw our scarves up in the air? Anyone remember? Let's sing it again and see if you can figure it out. Gentle peace warms my soul as the Sabbath comes once again. I can worship and renew sacred covenants with Him. On this day of peace and rest, I will give the Lord my best, and His love will light my way as I keep the Sabbath day. Did you hear the word? Peace. That's right. We threw our scarves up on the word peace. Why do you think I chose for us to be throwing our scarves on that word? Yeah, because this is kind of the high point of the song, this day of peace and rest. We sing kind of a higher note at that part, and when we throw it up, we are also watching our scarves fall on the word rest. And that is the feeling that we want on our Sabbath day. We want it to be peaceful, and that to be the high point of our day, to feel that peace that comes through the Sabbath, and to feel a little rest from the world. Gentle peace warms my soul as the Sabbath comes once again. I can worship and renew sacred covenants with Him. On this day of peace and rest, I will give the Lord my best, and His love will light my way as I keep the Sabbath day.
Higher, Evelette said to her friend Anita. They were seeing how high they could jump on Evelette's trampoline. Both girls crashed down on the trampoline. They laughed. This is so fun, Anita said. Can we play tomorrow too? Yeah, I'd love to. We can play at my granny's house. Anita's granny lived a few houses away from Evelette. Then Evelette remembered the next day was Sunday. She wanted to go to primary. It would be fun to play with Anita, but she wanted to make a good choice. I just remembered I can't. I'm going to church with my family tomorrow. Anita stood up and bounced again. Why? Gentle peace warms my soul as the Sabbath comes once again. Evelette started jumping too. Well, I want to follow Jesus Christ. My family goes to church every Sunday to learn about him and take the sacrament. What's a sacrament? Anita asked. I can worship and renew sacred covenants with him. That's when we eat a small bite of bread and drink a little cup of water to remember Jesus Christ. Then people talk about how Jesus helps them, and after that, there's a special class for kids. That sounds fun, Anita said. Can I come? Sure, Evelette smiled. Anita ran home to ask her granny if she could go to church with Evelette. The next morning, Evelette and her family picked up Anita on their way. When they got to church, Evelette showed Anita around. She showed her the primary room, the gym, and the chapel. Soon it was time for sacrament meeting. Evelette and Anita sat together. Evelette tried to think of Jesus during the sacrament. Then they listened to the talks. On this day of peace and rest, I can give the Lord my best. Finally, it was time for primary. Evelette introduced Anita to some of her friends. This is my friend Anita, Evelette said. We are so glad you came today. I am Sister Magnuson, the primary teacher said. As Evelette and Anita listened to the lesson about Jesus Christ, Evelette felt happy inside. She liked being at church with Anita. She turned and smiled at Anita. Her friend smiled back. Thank you for inviting me, Anita said on the way home. Evelette was glad she could follow Jesus Christ, and she was glad that Anita wanted to learn about him too. And his love will light my way as I keep the Sabbath day.